There are 7 key states where this election is going to be decided. What does the latest data tell us about how each candidate is doing in each of these 7 states? Well, you can see here, full 7 swing states here: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, all in very different parts of the United States. And in each of them, if you're in the Harris campaign, you're looking at that. This is their polling lead average in each of these states. You're looking at that and thinking, well, that ain't bad. We are in front. Wisconsin, we're in front quite a lot. But look at the margins in all of these other states. Arizona, 0.3%. Georgia, 0.5%, both states that Biden won back in 2020. North Carolina, Trump won it in 2020, but ahead only by 0.3%. And even in Michigan, Nevada, and the key state, we'll talk about it more in a minute, of Pennsylvania, all states won by Joe Biden back in 2020. We are talking about a really small poll lead. And bear in mind as well, all of these polls come with a caveat, the margin of error, i.e. they may be out by between 2 and 3%. So when you put that in mind and all of the other frailties we know about state polling, then we can see what this race really is a dead heat. If you're in a Harris campaign, you're not looking at that and thinking we are home and dry by any stretch of the imagination at all. So how does that translate into the actual electoral map? We know 270 electoral college votes you need to win. Let's have a look at these grey states here. Those are exactly the states that we were just talking about, the key swing states. And basically, we need to fill in that map in order to see who might get to 270. So let's, for the sake of argument, say that some of those states that Biden won in 2020 for the first time, like Georgia and Arizona, that Trump might be able to win those back. And let's say, for the sake of argument as well, he wins Nevada and he wins North Carolina as well, which he won back in 2020. And that Harris wins Wisconsin, where she's far ahead, and she manages to hang on in Michigan as well. Those 2 states tend to vote together. We can see where we end up. And basically, this presidential election ends up in the northeastern state of Pennsylvania with its 19 electoral college votes, because both candidates need it to win. If we give it to Kamala Harris, then she's on 270. If we give it to Donald Trump, he's on 287. For Kamala Harris in particular, it is really hard to make the electoral map add up without Pennsylvania. If we give that to Donald Trump and see what would Harris have to do then? Well, she'd have to really sweep the board in the other states. So she'd have to win in Nevada, and she'd have to win in Arizona, and then she would have to win in either Georgia, which Biden only won by an absolute hair's breadth back in 2020, in which Democrats don't normally win in these days, or in North Carolina. So she would have to sweep the board in the other swing states if she loses in Pennsylvania. That is why both Democratic and Republican strategists all think that the road to this election, it's not just a 270, but it is through the northeastern state of Pennsylvania.